Right?
The Waqf Bill from centuries you are saying that there.
Waqf have been there, Malaj. So what the act did not interfere. For example, Malaj, you have, say, the Jama Masjid or any other places of worship. It's a waqf, but it's getting dilapidated. Right? So the government can say, we want to preserve this property. We want to make sure it doesn't get dilapidated, Malaj. And therefore, they give a notification saying that for the purposes of preserving the property, it is declared as an ancient monument. Right, Malaj? But it doesn't lose its character. It doesn't mean that you can't go and pray there.
So, though it is preserved as an ancient monument, but
no ownership was transferred to the government. And it doesn't, you couldn't stop the user of the Waqf property for the purposes of the dedication. You couldn't change the identity either.
Like in Khajuraho.
Correct.
There is an ancient temple.
Correct.
Where, though it is in the custody of the archaeology department.
Correct.
Being a heritage structure, still the people can go and pray.
Exactly. Exactly. So, Malaj, now the 2025 Act says, moment it's declared or it has been declared as an ancient monument, is no longer a waqf. That's why I said it's a complete taking over of waqf properties of a community. Complete takeover. Including ownership. Before or after?
No, but does it take away your right to practice your religious practices?
Yes. I will demonstrate to the declaration itself is void.
Are you stopped from going and praying there?
Yes. Declaration of the waqf is void. It's not about whether I can, it is void.
Should we record that?
Yes, that's the third proposition.
Fourth. Sorry, third.
Yes.
On such declaration.
Yes.
On
or before.
On such declaration as an ancient monument.
Yes. As a protected monument.
Okay.
Or protected area.
So, Mr. Singh, we would appreciate if there is only one voice from one side. It has been difficult for me to
area under the ancient...
last 6 years but then...
No. It says Ancient Monuments Preservation Act 1904.
So on such monuments as a protected monument.
Yes. Or protected area.
Protected area.
Under the Ancient Monuments Preservation Act and Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites Act of 1958, at the time of such declaration.
Under the State Act?
Yes. Yeah, and waqf property shall be void.
No, but does it also take away your right to go and practice?
Once the waqf is void, Mullah, I can't go there. The waqf itself, it becomes void. That's what the section says. Any declaration or notification issued under this act or under any previous act in respect of waqf property shall be void if such property is as a protected monument or protected area. So once it is void, Mullah, how can I possibly go and...
Like, Khajuraho, I know because I had visited recently. It's all with, now under the custody of archaeology department because all those structures are heritage structures. But still there is a temple wherein all devotees can go and pray.
Yes.
So therefore, I'm asking whether this declaration would also take away your right of going there and praying, offering prayers and all that.
Well, the problem is...
Maybe because it will be declared, cease to be work because the maintenance and everything of a heritage structure is on a different yardsticks.
But if the waqf is void itself, that means it's no longer a waqf. And it's not my right anymore, Mullah. When you say waqf is void, it's no longer a waqf.
But is it your also contention that on such declaration, all religious practices which were being undertaken earlier would also not be permitted?
Mullah, it's my case that this provision is violative of 25, Article 25 of the Constitution.
Should we record that?
Yes, please. It's expropriatory.
Void.
Yes.
And the right of the citizens to continue with their religious practices.
That's correct. Article 25 and 26.
Their religious practices. will be taken away.
Taken away. Therefore, it is expropriatory.
Mr. Mehta, you can ask someone to record all this.
But I am recording it. It's factually incorrect in my.
We are not asking you, we are not
I am
asking.
recording. I am recording.
You argue when your turn comes.
Yes, I'll argue when my turn comes. I am recording.
We are only asking because since we are recording, we will be calling upon you to answer this thing.
Obviously, I have to answer.
The rights of the citizens to continue with their religious practices will be stopped and therefore validity of 25 and 26. So what we have recorded on such declaration under the Ancient Monument Preservation Act as a protected area. The work
Monument or area.
The work will be void.
Yes.
And the right of the citizens to continue with their religious practices will be jeopardized and therefore validity of Article 25.
25, 26 and 14, Malat, because how do you declare something to be void, because the perpetuity of the dedication is lost.
Article 14, 25 and 26.
Yes, I'm good.
Yes.
Because only Muslims are there.
Yes, sir, I know. Only Muslims, of course.
So
Don't want-
you should have invited all of them for dinner yesterday and so that that would have been better. Now everybody is advising you here.
I forgot.
Well, that's the other important thing that your lordships will know. This is a corollary to this proposition, is that under the Ancient Monuments Act and these two acts, my right to religious worship was preserved,
So that
despite its declaration. Under the acts themselves, it was preserved.
and now it has been taken away
And now it is taken away.
under the said act.
No, it was preserved.
Right to religious practices preserved.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it says that a protected monument maintained by the central government under this act, which is a place of worship or shrine, shall not be used for any purpose inconsistent with its character. It was preserved, taken away.
16.
That's 3D, Malach.
6.
Sorry, 1 second.
Section 3D.
This is the present 2025 section is 3D. D, capital D. Next proposition, Malach. That I have to be a practicing Muslim for 5 years before I can create a waqf. So, Malach, at 77,
One has to be a practicing.
Muslim for 5 years before I can create a waqf. So who will decide that? I guess they will come home and ask me.
Section
3R.
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 Yes.
R capital or?
Small R, Malaj. So, Malaj, I have to ask whom? And if I am on my deathbed, I'll have to say, and I want to create a waqf and dedicate it to God, then I'll have to demonstrate to them that I'm a practicing Muslim. I mean, it's per se unconstitutional, per se. It's my right under 25. It's my right under 26. And you take that away through a definition of this nature. Then, Mullah, you have scheduled tribes in tribal areas, Mullah, where Muslims are scheduled tribes.
Yes.
Correct? They say in those areas, these properties will be declared not to be waqf properties. That's 3 capital E. No land belonging to members of the scheduled tribes under the provisions of the 5th schedule or 6th schedule shall be declared or deemed to be waqf properties. On what
Old
basis?
ones also go, according to you.
Yes, everything goes.
Assuming there is one waqf and registered, that also is.
Yes, absolutely. Shall be declared or deemed to be waqf property. I'll come to that. No, this is just the proposition. Right? So therefore, 3E is per se unconstitutional.
3E.
Yes.
What is your proposition so that we can record it?
3E Mullards sets out, states
You
that
Tell us your proposition.
the proposition is that if a scheduled tribe Mullards who are Muslims, they have Waqf property and they are practicing Mullards, or willing to create Waqf, then that Waqf is deemed to be, not deemed to be Waqf property at all. So therefore, that's also expropriation on the face of it. And their right under 25 is taken away.
Will it be deemed not to be,
Waqf property. And cannot be declared as Waqf property. And we've given a schedule of all the of the tribes Mullahs, of Muslim population. We've given a list. We'll give.
this is according to you, by virtue of this, all works created earlier
Yeah,
of all
Even,
properties
yes,
come to
everything
SC and SC. Will also be,
everything goes.
Muslims, that is his case.
I'm not saying, I said scheduled tribes. Did I say anything else?
Muslims,
I said scheduled tribes.
yes.
That's what the section says. According to us, per se, of management of Waqf properties has been taken away.